If you are consuming commercial produce, chances are you're probably consuming GM produce as well. And GM or genetically modified crops and organisms are getting a lot of bad reviews in the media today. But what is GM and what does it do to us? Let's see what Chiachin has to say.
GM crop, it's a crop modified to actually increase the crop yield. So it's through the introduction to resist to the plant disease or viruses and as a tolerance to the herbicides. DNA of the organism has been modified and transferred to a new species or any other related organisms.
Right, so basically they're sort of like mutant crops, so that they yield more, bigger produce,
Yes.
can feed more people kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, and also so that they can withstand, drought, weather, or attack
frost,
from insects and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, so you know what GM means, but in what way does it affect us?
Because a lot of the production nowadays, especially corns and soybean, they are most of them are GM crops, and this is because these two crops are being used to produce the animal feedstock.
Okay, but I don't eat, nor do I like soy or corn, so I should be safe, right?
But do you eat beef, chicken, or any of the livestock?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so if, like I mentioned just now, the corn and soy are basically mainly used in the animal feedstock. So if you eating the commercialized poultry or any livestock, actually you are indirectly eating those GM crops.
So what happens to me if I'm eating all this commercial beef and chicken?
One of the side effects, or maybe the tendency which will provoke from the GM crops, will be the allergic reaction, which there are still a lot of research being conducted nowadays.
Are there any known effects in the long term?
If a GM crop which are modified to resist the plant disease or viruses, actually this will also result in more soup bugs, soup pests or soup weeds, and it will also result in more chemical pesticide which will be using, and it will cause a lot of side effects such as nitrate leaches into the rivers and depletion of the soil. So this would be the possible side effects of GM crops.
But all these things are happening in the US, and we're halfway across the globe right here tucked safely in Malaysia, so it shouldn't affect us, right?
Because nowadays there are not emphasis or labeling on the GM crops, so actually we might not know where the sources of the products from, so we might be indirectly consuming the GM crops without noticing the origin or source of the products. So the best is it's either you buy local products from the fresh markets or you choose organic products.
So now that you know what GM products are and how it can affect you, always remember to check the origin of the product and learn as much as you can about how these products were produced, because after all, we are what we eat. Next, if you want to go more organic without busting your budget, we've got a couple of great tips in our next video. See you then.